The heat is on. Intense battles and unexpected twists at the 2025 Qatar Grand Prix sprint and qualifying. McLaren stole the spotlight once again during the sprint and qualifying sessions in Qatar. Oscar Piastri, starting from pole, dominated the sprint race without facing any real threat, securing his first sprint victory of the season, and notably his third consecutive win in Qatar. He pushed hard to chip away at his teammate Lando Norris's championship lead, ending with a crucial 2-point gain as Norris finished third. Norris had his work cut out for him, darting to challenge George Russell for second at the start and then fending off Max Verstappen with doctors chasing him. Yet, maintaining third was more than enough to keep his grip on the championship for now. During qualifying, the teammates battled intensely, exchanging provisional pole positions. Norris grabbed the early lead, but a costly error at turn 2 on his final run prevented him from solidifying it. Piastri capitalized perfectly, clinching pole and securing a front-row lockout for McLaren. Lando Norris reflected on the day. The sprint wasn't packed with action, but it was invaluable prep for tomorrow's race. Starting on the front row is a solid position, especially since overtaking here is notoriously tough. However, with a longer race and more strategic choices, I'm optimistic we can contend for the win. Oscar Piastri said, "Pole position and a sprint win. What a day. Getting comfortable in this car so quickly made all the difference. Driving here feels exhilarating, especially under these conditions. But the main points are still out there in the Grand Prix, so I need to stay sharp and maintain focus overnight." Team principal Andrea Stella summed it up. "A fantastic day overall. Piastri was flawless, and though Norris made a small mistake, his strong pace kept him on the front row. We are aware the race will be intense, with our biggest rival lurking close behind. No calculations, just focusing on delivering our best." Mercedes. Strong defense but chasing McLaren's pace. George Russell started aggressively, battling Norris fiercely to keep his position at the start. Although he couldn't match Piastri's pace, Russell held second and kept Norris at bay. Young gun Kimi Antonelli showed promise by overtaking Fernando Alonso after the Spaniard ran wide, but a 5-second penalty for track limit violations almost cost him a higher finish. In qualifying, Russell employed a double warm-up approach but lacked the outright speed to challenge higher than fourth. Antonelli supported with a 5th-place slot. Russell commented, "Starting P4 puts us in a solid spot to score crucial points in the constructors' fight. Narrowly missing P3 by just 100th is frustrating, but McLaren's pace has been impressive. With a mandatory 2-stop race, tyre and strategy management will be key." Antonelli added, "I felt we could have done better than P5, especially since my qualifying lap had some mistakes costing precious time. But overall, the team improved from yesterday, and I'm ready to fight hard tomorrow, especially at the start, which could shape the race outcome." Mercedes Motorsport head Toto Wolff noted, "A steady Saturday, focusing on maximizing points to secure second place in the constructors. The competition is fierce, and overtaking here is challenging, so a strong start on Sunday will be crucial. McLaren is the benchmark this weekend, but we are close and ready to challenge." Trackside director Andrew Chauvelin added, "George managed to hold position well in the sprint, while Kimi pressured Alonso effectively despite the penalty. Qualifying was solid, though McLaren was out of reach today. We are optimistic about securing strong points tomorrow to seal second place ahead of Abu Dhabi." Red Bull's mixed fortunes, early promise, later struggles. Max Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda had strong sprint starts, overtaking Alonso quickly. Tsunoda stepped aside to let Verstappen chase Norris, who had the upper hand despite Verstappen's persistent doctor's advantage. But worn tyres and dirty air caught up, forcing Verstappen to yield. Tsunoda, penalized for track limits, managed to retain his position thanks to a similar penalty on Antonelli. Qualifying was less kind. Tsunoda exited early, while Verstappen showed better balance but lacked the pace to contest McLaren's dominance, settling for a third-place start with the pressure to finish ahead of Norris to keep his title hopes alive. Verstappen admitted, "The sprint was tough as the car felt off, but qualifying showed some improvement. Understeer remains a challenge here, but we maximized what we had. Tyre management and a strong start will be crucial tomorrow." Tsunoda reflected on his rollercoaster day. "The sprint went well, but qualifying was frustrating. Despite minor car changes, grip and pace were lacking. I'll push hard to make up ground in the race." Team principal Laurent Miki said, "We've been battling car performance issues all weekend but made progress. Max and Yuki gave their all. Yuki was only 3/10 behind Max, which is respectable. The mandatory two-stop race could shake things up, and will be ready to seize any opportunity. Aston Martin's tyre troubles and gritty performances. Fernando Alonso, starting fourth, struggled initially with medium tyres and slipped 2 places early on, eventually finishing 7th after intense tyre wear and sliding off-track once. Lance Stroll faced an uphill battle on aged tyres and qualified 19th after pitting for softs during the sprint for valuable data. Alonso secured 8th on the grid in qualifying, demonstrating competitiveness despite challenges, while Stroll failed to advance beyond the early Q1 phase. Alonso said, "I'm happy to make Q3 again and secure P8. Tyre degradation will make tomorrow tough, but every point counts in the constructors' fight." Stroll added, "Qualifying was frustrating. Despite feeling good in the car, the lap times didn't come together. Overtaking here is difficult, so we'll see what tomorrow brings." Chief Trackside Officer Mike Crack commented, "Fernando's results were vital as we closed the season. Lance delivered solidly but couldn't break through in qualifying. Tomorrow will be a strategic battle, and we are prepared for opportunities." Williams faces challenges but delivers top 10 qualifying. Carlos Sainz battled valiantly to retain 8th place in the sprint despite losing bodywork mid-race, which could have compromised his pace. Alex Albon finished 10th but narrowly missed advancing in qualifying, ending 15th after struggling to stabilize tyre performance. Sainz managed a strong 7th in qualifying despite an unexpected setback when a garage sticker stuck to his wheel, damaging his car's side. Team principal James Vowles praised their performance, highlighting tyre management difficulties but optimism for race day. He acknowledged Albon's struggles but remains hopeful for race recovery. Sainz expressed confidence in their strategic positioning for tomorrow's two-stop race, anticipating thrilling midfield battles. Racing Bulls show promise with mixed results. Isaac Hadjar made an excellent start to claim 9th in the sprint and rebounded from a sprint qualifying exit by qualifying 6th. Liam Lawson struggled comparatively, finishing 14th in the sprint and 12th in qualifying. Hadjar relished his performance, outlining ambitions to capitalize on a strong start and press for points. Lawson remains optimistic despite the car's sensitivity and minor setup changes. Team Technical Officer Tim Goss hailed the day a success, emphasizing strong race pace and qualifying progress, placing both drivers well for the tight constructors' battle. Kick Sauber's quiet weekend, battling for survival. Kick Sauber remains the only team yet to score in a sprint this season. Gabriel Bortoleto gained positions in the sprint but struggles continue, particularly with a grid penalty pushing him to start last. Nico Hülkenberg narrowly missed Q3 but holds promising 11th for the race. Hülkenberg praised their qualifying consistency despite fine margins, while Bortoleto acknowledged the challenges but is determined to climb the field. Team principal Jonathan Wheatley emphasized the tight constructors' fight and tyre management challenges ahead, underscoring that every position counts. Haas struggles continue amidst rising rivals. Haas dropped to 8th in the constructors' standings after failing to score in the sprint, watching rivals Aston Martin pull ahead. Esteban Ocon and Oliver Behrman had tough races, battling tyre wear and setup issues, finishing outside the points. Ocon remarked on high degradation and handling challenges, hoping that race conditions might allow for recovery. Behrman revealed an improved qualifying feeling but criticized some tactical errors. Team principal Ayao Komatsu noted disappointments but recognized incremental progress, emphasizing the importance of extracting race pace despite qualifying setbacks. Ferrari's difficult weekend, from poor starts to tough qualifying. Charles Leclerc's slow sprint start thrust him into midfield battles without success, while Lewis Hamilton opted for a pit lane start after setup changes that failed to pay off. Hamilton was stuck at the back with no gains on the day. Qualifying didn't improve Hamilton's woes, with an early exit in Q1. Leclerc reached Q3 but struggled on used tyres and suffered a big spin, ending 10th. Leclerc admitted the team's disappointment with performance and tempered expectations for the race. Hamilton acknowledged the mismatch between setup and track demands, vowing to keep pushing. Alpine's bold strategy pays off for Gasly, less so for Colapinto. Alpine gambled with both drivers starting from the pit lane after setup changes aimed at improving pace. They also tested soft tyres late in the sprint to prepare for race strategy. Pierre Gasly thrived, making Q3 for his 10th time this season and securing 9th on the grid, well positioned for points. Gasly praised the team's effort and the car's improved drivability, emphasizing the need for a strong start in the notoriously difficult-to-pass Qatar circuit. Franco Colapinto had an unfortunate day, making driving errors and running off track, which cost him valuable lap time and a Q1 exit despite setup gains.